Hi, Alfie. Last time we were making a video, we started a little project called the wall hanging. And Ette was helping me choose the colors. So this is very special. It has a little mirror in it and a little sticker on the front. And it's black and orange, but yeah, blue. Yeah, I know, you like blue. So let's look at what we started. Okay. We have this one. No, I know it's not blue. Um, but Ed picked out these colors. I know, not pink. You don't like pink. I know you don't like pink. But not everything is about you, is it? No, no, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, but by the way, I need to ask you, how did you like Ed's new hairdo? No, you didn't like it? I think she did it just for you. Well, what did you think though, really? Looks like spaghetti. Spaghetti? Eddie Spaghetti. Okay. Eddie Spaghetti, Eddie Spaghetti. I don't think that's very nice. So maybe you need to be in the corner a little bit so you can learn to stop making fun of people. Because I know she did that just for you. All right. Well, while you're thinking about that, we're going to get busy doing some sewing today. And I know, but later on I'll show you this. And then maybe Ed will join us also. Okay? All right. Why don't you just go to your room for a while? Okay. Okay. I'll see you later. Last time we were together, Ette and I picked out all these varieties of pink, orange, just a little touch of white, and we put together a little pattern, and it's all attached to a piece of styrofoam. Now, what we're missing is the little mirror that goes in here, and the piece of fabric that goes around the mirror so the edges won't be too sharp. We have some stickers that we're going to use. And I know you can see these extra buttons on here already, but I have some more buttons that we might be able to use as well. So we're going to be very busy. First, we're going to iron. Then we're going to use the sewing machine and sew, and you do some interesting stitches. Then we have a back piece already chosen and cut. It's underneath. And let's get busy. Call me crazy, but just in case I can't remember when I take this apart, I'm going to take a photo of it. It's like when Alfie and I go to shopping or the store, we always forget where we park the car, so we have to take a picture of where we park. All right, now I've got a great picture, and I can take it all apart, and I'll remember. Okay, now I have it all taken apart. I have the accessories over here. This is the front piece. This is the back piece. And this is just a little piece of quilted fabric. And I'm going to put that in between. After I get it sized and I know exactly where I want the mirror to be, there'll be just a little dot of glue on the back of this to hold the mirror in place. Then I can stuff it and I know it'll be nice and secure. So I've put my accessories over here and it's time to get the iron. Everything needs to be ironed nice and flat first. Well, I've ironed all the pieces. The edges are just ironed over. That way I'll have a nice edge to do some stitching. But just like I said, now I can't remember how it goes. So here's my picture that I took, And what I'll do is just place them back where they go. You can just be patient a second. Let's see where these go here. This one went here. Up a little higher. This one goes here. This one went at the top. This one went on the side. It went underneath the polka dot, over the ribbon, and then under the ribbon on this side. And then there's one more piece of polka dot that goes under, over, and then under both these sides. So, okay, so I still have room for the mirror. It goes in here. And it's time to start pinning things together so I can go to the sewing machine. So far, so good? Great. Please remember, now that this is all pinned together, I'm taking it to the sewing machine. However, you can use iron-on fuse and iron all these pieces on. That'll be less sewing. And then you can just put decorative stitches by hand all the way around instead. I think I might do both. I'm done. Nice and flat. Well, I've done the machine stitching I want to do, and I'll try to get this up close so you can see it. There's a little bit of embroidery stitching. There's some straight stitch. Where the pins are, 1 and 2, I'm going to do some decorative hand stitching. This is straight stitch, just a running stitch again. And then this part right here was kind of screaming for an additional piece of ribbon. I had the red stripes going this way, so I added this red piece of ribbon here, and it has a very intense zigzag stitch on it, but it gives it more texture. And now remember, before you get too carried away, that there still has to be room for the mirror. And I have this piece here that I'm going to show you next how to sew it on, turn it under like a frame, and then the mirror will be safe from these sharp edges. Okay, so far so good. To find out what size you need to make the frame is always smaller than the actual piece. So I'm going to take a piece of white paper and a pencil, and I'm going to draw around the edge of the mirror. Here we go. Now, the mirror will just fall right through with that size. So we're going to take it in 1/4 of an inch all the way around. So let me get my little ruler here. Here's 1/4. Here's 1/4. So we're going to go here. Here's 1/4. Here's 1/4. Draw a line. It's pretty close as you can get. Okay, 2 more. Here's 1/4. Here's 1/4. So now you see we have a 4-sided frame around this opening. Take your mirror, check it again. Okay, that looks like it's going to be just enough to cover the edges. Now, if you'd like to do 1/8 of an inch, which is even smaller, that's all right too. So we're going to cut away these pieces, and this will be our template. So let me do that quickly and show you. I'm sure you can see now that this little template is where I'm going to sew around, and it'll hold this mirror in place. How do I do that? This is going to be the piece of fabric we sew. This is going to go right here. Okay, so far so good. Got that? It has to be a little bit smaller so that the opening will hold the mirror in place. Okay, here's our paper template, and I've pinned it in place. But there is a coordinating piece of fabric, right sides together, underneath it. The next step is to sew along the edge of the template and remove the template. So I'm going to do that. This is the last. And I'm going to backstitch just a little bit. All right. Remove the pins and rip off the little template. Now, what we're going to do next is cut this section out, roll these over, and the frame will fit inside. Cut out the center. Now, in order to turn these over, you're going to have an excellent corner. So in order to do that, you take your scissors, and you just take a little snip in the corner, in the very corner. Don't cut through the thread, but just a little tiny snip in the corner. Now watch what's going to happen. I'm going to take this and roll it over. Take this side and roll it over. And look what I'm getting, this perfect little frame. So let me just pin that a second so it won't go anywhere. Now let's do it on this side. And I'm getting this perfect little frame. It's beautiful. Before I go any further, let me just check to make sure that this mirror is going to fit. So the mirror is bigger than the opening. And that's going to look lovely. Look at that. It's going to look lovely. Let me finish up. This last two corner pieces here. Let me just take a little pin this one. Take a little pin and pin this one. And then it's ready for ironing. Look at that. It's got a little frame on the back and a nice finished edge on the front. And the mirror is bigger. So now the edges, I can feel them underneath here, are protected. Ta-da! Fun. I need to iron, and I can even do a fancy stitch on the top of this if I want to. Okay, we've ironed the frame. This is what it looks like from the back. And we also did a running stitch just to hold it in place. It's nice and ironed. It's nice and flat. Here's the next step. Remember that piece I told you about? We're going to put this here. I'm going to put the mirror on top like this, and we're going to try to place it. Boom, like that. Now, if you take your fingers, you can feel the edge of the mirror inside, and that's good to go. Now, there's two things you could do. You could turn it like this, put a dot of hot glue on the back, and put it back down. Wait till it dries. Now it's not going to go anywhere. Or you can take a stitch, a stitch, a stitch, and a stitch, and that'll help hold the mirror in place in case you don't want to use hot glue. Then after that, it's just a matter of finding a piece that you like for the back. Take the right sides together, sew it around, leave some spots for the ribbon to hold it up. Yeah, I think I want this to be at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is put the ribbon up here. You know how to do this, I'm sure. Just pin it in place where you want it. Let's see, that's probably big enough. Long enough, I mean. Pin this one in place. Pull this out through your little window so you won't sew it. And then this will be open for you to turn it inside out. All right. Well, here we go. We're almost there. There's the back. There's the ribbon. There's the front. The mirror is in place. It's not going to come out. I have two fancy buttons that Ette picked out. I'm going to hand sew those on. I have a little sticker that says fun, and it's in red, so that'll pick up this red ribbon a little bit. And then I need to just finish the edge at the bottom with hand stitching. Now it's fine the way it is, or you can stuff it using some fiberfill and it'll stand out from the wall a little bit more like a piece of sculpture, but that's up to you. When it's all finished, I'm going to do some hand sewing then, some funny stitches here, and I'll bring Alfie back in to see what he thinks, and then together we'll show Ette. Yeah, now be nice. Okay, we have the project finished. Remember those colors you picked out for us? Here it is. Looks pretty nice, huh? I don't know if she's mad at you or not. Eddie Spaghetti, okay, he's making fun of your hair again. I'm going to put you in the corner. Again, yeah. All right. Well, let's talk to Ette about this project, okay, since she picked out the colors. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay. Well, what do you think? It's pink. Turned out pretty good, don't you think? So we have a back and a front and a ribbon. Remember those bling bling buttons you liked? Well, there they are. And there's the mirror. And it actually says, fun, fun. Yeah, that's nice. All finished. You can put it in your room now, okay? Not like this one. This one was those black and orange colors, but this one's for you, all right? You're welcome. See you later.